Hey guys, this is Alrighty Then, and today I'm going to show you how to fix the igniter on an LG True Steam dryer. The model number is DLGX3371W, and so we're going to be repairing the igniter. What happened was the dryer is not drying, the tumbler is tumbling, everything is working, all the buttons are working, but the clothes is still coming out wet. So there are many videos right now on YouTube that show you how to repair this igniter. There's also a little switch. It's almost like a breaker switch inside the device that you can press, and when it clicks, that means that you have tripped a breaker. So one of the reasons for the dryer not to dry are two reasons. The most common. The first one is that the overheat sensor got tripped and you have to click it so that it can be reset. It's almost like the breaker on one of those power strips. So you're just resetting the breaker. The second reason is that the igniter stopped working. So when it's very easy to get this, and the only thing I'm gonna need is this little screwdriver right here. That's it. So other videos on YouTube tell you that you have to take first you have to take the roof off of it, then you have to take the whole face off and the door sensor and a whole bunch of stuff inside, and you have to take the tumbler out and put the pulley back in the belt, and that's a lot of work for one little piece. So here is the old igniter right here. This is the old igniter. So it plugs in to the electricity and it gets hot, it gets red hot, and this is what causes the gas, because this is a gas dryer. That's what causes the gas to ignite to heat the dryer. But as you can see, this one's all broken, so it wasn't making the connection and it wasn't working. This is the new piece. As you can see, it's all one solid piece, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do it. The installation is gonna be a little bit blind because I am gonna have to stick my hand into the dryer in order to take this little piece off. So I was able to take the igniter out already. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer this holder to the new igniter, then install it. And by installing it, you can see how I uninstall it. It's very easy. So I'm gonna just remove this, and I'm gonna try to do this in one take, so that way we don't have to pause the video and you get to see a real time of what's happening. So the old igniter comes off the holder, just like this. That's the old one. And then we're gonna put the new one in. Just be careful not to touch it. It's kind of like a halogen light bulb. You don't wanna handle it too much because the grease from your hand can cause it to go bad. So it fits in just like that. We're gonna put the same screw back in. You don't wanna drop this. And you don't want to touch the filament, so you have to be very careful, okay? It's a nice tight fit. You want to screw it in as tight as you can. Now, where this fits inside the dryer, there's the propane housing or the natural gas housing, and this is just going to fit right inside. And this part, there are these two little plates that just kind of hold it together like this. All right, so in order to get to that area, I had to take one screw from the back of the dryer. So your exhaust hose would have been here. I just simply took that off. This was inside the dryer. I took the one screw that was here and just pulled the whole thing out. And then once you do that, you can stick your hand in, and this is gonna be right in here. So now I'm gonna put the camera inside the dryer, and I'm gonna go ahead and install it. All right, guys, so this is where the exhaust hose was, and I removed the one screw that was here in order to get that tube out. And when we look inside, let me see. I got stuff in my mouth. That, where the tip of the screwdriver is, That little thing right there, that's the sensor when the dryer overheats. you can click that sensor. The little clicker is right between those two little electrodes. But remember to disconnect the dryer first. Remember to unplug the dryer first, because these are all live wires back here, okay? And then so right there, you can see the switch. You can see the little switch that you'd have to press. And the heating element goes right in here. It goes right between these two little things. So you have to put it just in between here, and then you're gonna put the screw in there. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So hopefully, I have the camera angled correctly, and it's showing me what I need to see. Let me just put it more a little bit like that. So the heating element is gonna go, you follow this little curve right here. This is the switch that you have to click and press, okay? You follow this little curve, and then right here you're gonna find these two little pegs, and that's where the housing is gonna fit, and then you put the screw right in here. So you just have to be very careful when you stick in your hand in here that you gently put the sensor in here. There's a lot of space. It's not like it has to fit in a really tight area, so you can still kind of get your hand in there and look at it, okay? So here I come. So you can see right now that it's almost in, and I just have to get it to slip down just a little bit more in order for it to take. Okay. When I was installing the igniter, I was having a really hard time trying to get the new one in, but then I realized the mistake that I had done. If you look at the old igniter, look at the space between the back plate and the actual igniter itself. It's a little, it's a flexible piece of metal, and notice the gap in between here, and look at the new one. Look at the gap between here and here. It's a lot greater. So when I was sticking my hand inside the dryer, for whatever reason, the metal base did not want to slip in those two little retaining clips, and I was having a really hard time. But then when I looked at the old igniter, I noticed that the gap was a lot smaller. So all I did was I bent this in a little bit, I created the same space, and voila, it slipped right in, just like that. The technique that I used to get the screw into that little hole was that I took my nubby screwdriver and I taped the screw right onto the head of the nubby screwdriver, just like this, okay? And that allowed me a lot more security. I could have stuck my finger like this and held it, but you have to get it right at the right angle in order to get it in the screw hole there. Now, once the screw is in, by simply pulling the screwdriver out, the tape breaks, which leaves the screw inside. So when the screw is inside, you just lift it up like this and it comes right out. So you would have, with the screw still attached, you would have put it in, and once it's snug, just pull the screwdriver out and that would have been it. I will now attempt to install the screw. Right, Ma. I have it. All right, guys, so it's installed right there. And now I just have to make this connection here. All right, so the connection has been made.
it's in with the screw, so we are all good to go. Now we just plug it in. I'm gonna push that tube back inside here. It's gonna go back in here, aligned with that other hole that you see in there. The tube's gonna go right in, screw it into there, and plug it in, and we're good to go.
Thanks for watching, guys. Just remember, always safety first. Don't forget to unplug the dryer before attempting to open it. This was a very straightforward procedure. You didn't have to remove everything that they did. You do have to do things a little bit on the blind. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for your support, guys. See you until the next episode.